See, Andrew Nichols is a Tulsa area award-winning photographer. He told us what inspires him to take his breathtaking photos.
When I was about 17, I took the yearbook class at Bartlesville High School, and I had a great teacher. Her name was Darla Tresner. She was the one who really brought me into photos because it was like the first time you could actually see a story through a lens. One thing I love to shoot is I love to shoot buildings. So I love to shoot architecture because architecture, everything changes. And I did not know until I was maybe in my later 20s that there were so many different types of just building structures. Ever since I moved to Tulsa, I'm like, you know, these buildings have been here for over who knows how many years. The buildings that are around are fun to shoot because there's so much detail to them. The other thing is landscapes. Landscapes and nightscapes, because the thing is that landscapes, there's almost a poetic beauty to them. So right now, I'm just a person with a camera, but I want to capture that as much as I can. I've always just wanted to play around with light. Light is fun, it really is. I know that sounds boring. When you slow it down, it all of a sudden becomes artistic. Whenever I take a long exposure at night, I want to make sure that what's there, the lights that are there are going to matter. If I've learned anything about photos, you have to be patient. You really do. I was late for work getting this, but it was worth it. I was right off the river and there was this nice fog setting in. It was right around fall. And there are these two structures right here where the two bridges were just were meeting up, and the sun was just perfect where it was, and I just wanted to see that in its natural state. I try to look for things that stand out. This was right underneath the bridge on Brookside. What happened right here was that there were all these cars were coming in here, and I'm like, I bet nobody looks at this. Because everything here is perfectly aligned, even from the guardrails right here to the girders right here, and even the other end of the bridge over here. I'm like, I don't know who designed this, but this is perfect. To capture this, by my hands, not with a drone, but to capture something like this is truly special because you're seeing a different aspect of Tulsa. You're seeing a different aspect of just really anything. I don't know how many pictures I took, but this was probably one of the better ones. I always try to look for small little things that count. So this right here is actually right outside of the OKC bombing memorial. And I'm like, this is a perfect message because things in this world are precious, and it's especially kind right now because we need it more than ever. This was also, I captured this last year at the start of the Ukrainian-Russian conflict. Somebody, I don't know who, went around and started doing graffiti, and they spray painted this. And I wanted to make this in kind of a symbol too of peacetime. And I titled this "Peace Builds Bridges." On my way home from work, I always look for clouds. With all the clouds and sunsets that I've captured, this was probably one of my favorites because when I look at this, I'm like, it's perfect. It's perfect fall time Oklahoma, and the blue whale is iconic on Route 66, and I'm like, this is truly special. So I've captured many a Tulsa sunset, but never at a blue hour. So this was just as the sun was setting. It was getting chilly, and I had to be quick with it because I was on top of a parking lot that I was getting ready to get kicked out of. So I had to be really, really fast. About 2 years ago, I was out until about 10 o'clock, just before an ice storm hit. The temperature was dropping, the wind was picking up. I was wearing about 5 layers and I was still cold. but I couldn't mess around because this right here, it was so cold that it was so cold that my camera was slowing down. I didn't know that the steam vent was going, so I just used that as kind of something that just stuck out. But that's what I look for, is just things that stick out. If I can see something that's natural, I want to capture it in that element, because you can be 2 hours early, but you can't be a half a second late. I rented a lens from an online company when the supermoon came out. I literally went off the side of a highway where there was no one. I went there and I set up my camera, and it turned out to be the perfect place because it got the horizon and it got the moon just as I was coming up. And I'm like, that could not have worked out any better. I never know what I want. I only know what I don't want.
See Andrew Nichols photos can be found at seeandrewnicholsphotos.com. You can also find him on Facebook and Instagram.